Namaste, Jai Bharat. They say that the best form of governance is democracy. Here, we are not ruling out the government which is ideally supposed to be the best is benevolent dictatorship. Now, I think that this benevolent dictatorship is only a hypothesis. It's a hypothetical belief, because if at all there is, of course, there could be benevolent dictators plenty, but the benevolent dictatorship, in benevolent dictatorship, the benevolent dictatorship should be one person or maybe few, but the caucus around such benevolent dictatorships would spoil the entire show in the long run. So, benevolent dictatorship, though ideally supposed to be a very good rule, is ruled out from practical possibilities. So, with all the kinds of experiments what we have, we said the best form of government is democracy, with all its shortcomings, drawbacks, infights, and corruption. With all those things, it still is much better than any other available form of government. Now look at Iran. Iran is under a kind of dictatorship. Now the modern time dictatorship, especially after the coming of Islam, has assumed a different connotation which is rather compelling, much more than the other kinds of dictatorship. That's the dictatorship or the dictatorial authority from Islam. So these people very practically and very cleverly used religion to obtain or attain authority, power, and maintain this through the forces of or the stories of religion. Iran is suffering from that. There were so many incidents in Iran these days. There was a hijab agitation from the women against the regime. They make some, or they borrow from kinds of things which, of course, one should always realize this. Whatever is convenient to the ruling regime is implemented, or whatever is not affecting them directly is implemented. There are so many rules, and most of the rules don't really apply to men, but to the women. For men, a lot of relaxations, a lot of things. A man, see, as per Sharia law, the principle of the Sharia law, one of the principles is that with whichever part of the body you do a crime, that part is cut. Now that's how they cut the hand, cut the leg kinds of things once. How about the person who's getting raped? Was there any thought or expression of cutting down his genitals if he involves in rape? No, it's not the case, because it's more man-centered than human-centered per se. So this very recently, a girl was persecuted for maybe showing some hair on her head or something, and she got frustrated. University student, it appears, outside the college or university somewhere, she got frustrated. She stripped herself and she started walking around in underwear. And then, of course, she was the people, the very, very conscious citizens, very, very moral people around. They reported to the police. They went and they came and took her, and then, of course, no one knows what happened to her. No one shall know what happened to her. So this regime is going on. Most likely, see, the people are suffering. In any case, in such a regime, the people really are suffering if they have an opportunity to speak out. If they have the freedom to express, they would say how much they are suffering. But at present, they won't dare, because the moment they speak, they are gone. So why should you lose your life for a song? Or why should you lose your life for simply expressing meaninglessly, which is not going to yield any results? And they know it. They're very conscious of it, that nothing is going to happen if by their speaking. So they won't speak. They simply wanted to live, because life is more precious than everything else, so long as it is there in a normal, healthy sense. So no one will speak. But the untold sufferings are there. And the present situation with Iran is under war, the people of Iran, if they have an opportunity, they should get the regime thrown off and try to go for democracy for their own sake. It doesn't make any difference to us. It wouldn't make any difference to my nation. It wouldn't make any difference to us. We already have reasonable relations with them. We will continue to have good relations with them. That's a different story because of our historical connections with the people of Asia. We had been having good relations. We'll continue to have good relations. That's a different story. But the people living there, they wouldn't breathe freedom. And we are not that concerned, but we are concerned. As human beings, we are concerned of such societies. We are also concerned of Pakistanis more intensely than what we are concerned of the Iranians, because they are our own people, and they are in all kinds of spurious thoughts and false consciousness, very false consciousness they live in. They are told that they have everything, and they actually have nothing, and they can't realize, they don't realize. They speak for this kind of narrowed down things. Of course, there is one more thing. This religion, Islam, is only about 1,400 years old. But remember, it took more than 2,000, it took roughly near 2,000 years for Christianity to evolve in Europe. There was roughly 2,000 years of period time of papacy existed in Europe, and subsequently the European historians called it as a dark period. They had suffered much more than the Islamic world. So it's only relatively new. Had only spent 1,400 years plus or something. It took more than 2,000 years for the Christianity to liberate itself. The Catholic Church has liberated. They have evolved. They have become very dynamic, and they have changed a lot with the time. It happened after so long time that if similar thing has to happen to Islam, that will also take some time. The religion is still very young. It will take time, but until that time, this suffering is untold and has to endure. And there's a difference between that time, medieval periods, and the present time. In medieval period, we do not know what's happening where until someone travels, comes and tells us. But now, right now, this is internet and social media and videography and all those things. We rather see things happening there around the world once it is shown. Because many things are not shown in the internet, maybe we are not know, but they are shown many things, and we understand one another. At least those people living there, if they have such facilities, they can see how the rest of the world is going. They will feel like being one with them, like updated with them, or free like them, and they suffer more. But this remains a logical fact that see the time Christianity, Catholic Church see the time that Catholic Church took to evolve itself is 2,000 years, and Islam is only 1,000 odd years, 1,400 years. So I think even if no one does anything, there should be time permitted to them. They could get evolved in time, which will take time, and none of us are going to see it in our lifetime, and maybe our 2-3 generations time. Let's hope things for the world will change. Of course, once something changes from something back to something new, there will be another negative things will come up. This cycle should go on, which of course India wishes. So let's hope this present situation in Iran and that area can be catalytic to some change in nations like Iran, where they could go for meaningful democracy, not like the democracy what they practice in Pakistan. There's no point in such democracies, but some meaningful democracies, and some good leaders will come. There are some good leaders. They should be coming up, hopefully. So we meet again with some other talks. Till then, Namaste, Jai Bharat, Jai Shri Ram.